Since Ark first released, I never really finished the story. I was only 14 at the time, and most of my fond memories with the game was experiencing what it had to offer with my brother and my dad. After Scorched Earth released, I haven't really returned to the game since then. I have never experienced those new maps or updates until I've decided that I would today. Since Ark 2 is coming soon, and since there's been a recent story update to a lot of the content, I have decided that I would explore Ark again and for the first time complete the story to its fullest, which means going through the island all the way to Genesis 2 and really get back into that nostalgic joy of the game that I used to enjoy when I was probably in my teens. So if you like Ark as much as I do, or you're just happy to get back into the game just like I am for all these years ago, or you want to see someone like me who hasn't played the game in a very long time, play through the game, play through the story, experience the story for the first time, and maybe also just get back into that nostalgic joy that you once had as a kid playing Ark. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let's begin the video.
Are you the one I've been waiting for? You might be. I hope so. It's been so many cycles since I was her. Do I even still remember Hope? I wasn't sure you'd ever turn up. The odds just kept getting longer. I guess I've been losing faith, while they've been gaining power. You have to reach me. Everything depends on your survival. Master this world. Make allies of its many creatures. Grow your strength and skill. Explore this place like I did so long ago. Put the pieces together and find me, survivor. You may be the only one who can.
So immediately upon waking up, I head over to Stonehenge, and I begin to collect 3 Explorer notes that I remember that resided over there. I then put those levels to use in my health, stamina, and movement speed. Fortitude I do a little bit later. I then get rid of the trash that I was spawned with, and then I begin spending some of my points into the basic specs for a start. This is typically where I just grab the basic materials and I craft my basic tools and I harvest a little bit more before I make a small base. This base is usually just a thatch foundation with a campfire and a mortar and pestle so that I can just sort of do the basic routine of taming at least 2 dinos and then adding up some materials into their inventory that I want to take along as I usually head out and find a spot that I really like and kind of situate myself there. Of course, because a mortar and pestle requires hide, I had to kill a couple of dodos.
It's free real estate.
These dodos did not go to waste, as of course, besides using their hide, I took their sweet, savory, succulent meat and cooked it over a pit fire for a delicious meal.
Yeah, boy.
Besides using their hide for a mortar and pestle, I did also use it to make hide armor, as that was also a priority in the beginning stages of this journey. After getting a full set of hide armor, I also decided to focus on getting Shitten and Kretin, as I would need that later down the line. Of course, killing creatures in Ark doesn't go as smoothly as you want it to be all the time.
Surprise,
Whoa,
motherfucker!
whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoops. Are you still mad at me? No, thank goodness. Oh, but I need that. Oh, that turtle's still mad at me though. That's fine.
Nope. Nope.
Why? Why are you hovering around him? Just accept your fate. Holy flippin'. Thank you. Need you to quit. Am I using the wrong tool? Yes, yes I was. Problem solved. So after a little bit of difficulty killing this turtle, I finally put my mortar and pestle down and then began splitting my meat to decompose it faster as a trick to get narcotics much quicker. I also put a sleeping bag down, just in case. I also began harvesting a bunch of bushes again, just to get the narco berries that I would need to make my trank arrows, as I was intending to use them on these two trikes that ended up wandering in my area frequently. They weren't the best level, as they were pretty much level 20. They were still decent enough that I figured I might as well just tame them, because later down the line, when I leveled them up, even though it's a bit of a chore, it would be worth it in the end. Of course, they were also very good pack mules, and really, I was just looking for some easy pack mules. This is already self-explanatory, as I was basically just using the ingredients that I had to make trank arrows, and repeated the process till I had enough that I felt I was comfortable with. And this is where I then began tranking these two trikes. Of course, with some issues.
Honey, you've got a big storm coming.
Come on, girl. Oh, please don't knock me off of this ledge. Oh. And of course the other one's angry at me. Even though you're both freaking males. Well, that was a mess. Where did she go? Where did she go?
Hello, cutie pie.
Man, this guy. You know what? You're coming with me, buddy. You're making this very difficult for me. You're stupid. Come here. Oh, you're not doing that. No, come here. Come here. You're coming with me, buddy. You can get your butt over here, where you frickin' belong. And you can stay there.
So I'm sitting there.
Oh boy. So after a bit of a struggle, I finally tamed my first trike. Grabbing some majo berries, I slowly began shoving all of them down its throat till I tamed this trike. Once I tamed it, I made a saddle and I put it on that bad boy. This is where I decided to tame the other trike. However, that also did not go so smoothly. Okay, buddy. Could you get out of the water? Are you serious? You are definitely the dumber one out of the two. Get out of the water! You bozo! Oh, now you're mad at me. Oh, I missed. Beautiful. I'm trying to hit its body, and it's not going very well. Oh, can I miss any more than that? Wow, man, my shots are like awful at times when you're trying to not hit the head on a trike. So like the other trike, I shoved some berries in its mouth and then just left it to tame. Once it did tame, I also decided that I would level both of these trikes as they were severely underleveled and I definitely needed them to be higher for the journey ahead. Once I did that, I then grabbed a couple other necessary specs like the blacksmith, the forge, some walls and building tiles just in case, because you know they would be needed once I got to where I wanted to be situated, and I would have to build a small little hut whilst I built a larger one when I had the materials. I also made a saddle for the other trike. What's that? Bruh.
What? What the f?
At this point, most of what I do here at these a couple of clips is me just building stuff and harvesting and storing all the items into my trikes to prepare for the journey that I wanted to start heading towards now. I spent about at least 30 minutes leveling up both of these trikes so that at least when we headed out on this journey, if there was anything that was going to be a problem, it would be less likely for them to kill me or any of my trikes as I made my way to the destination that I had in mind. After all that prepping, it was finally time to head out.
Em đã run run nhưng anh thì cứ dõi đi. Anh mà không để em là khi mà anh không hết ly uống tan đã ly để mình chẳng mấy khi vui. Nấu thêm với trái vì anh em chờ đợi khi gặp lại. Nên em đã xoay xoay thế gian đã xoay vòng. Anh đang ở đây đâu biết anh có thay lòng. Đừng mất chi mà mình ngốc đi. Một hai ba bốn.
finally reaching my destination after an hour of traveling, I decided to make a small shack for where I could store all my junk until I made the larger expansion that I was planning to do. I then stored away all my junk that I collected that I wanted to use for later future purposes. I then decided that I was going to go out and explore the area and the zone that I was intending in building at. Whilst I went over to, just scope out the place, I noticed the Sarko was acting rather strange. Why are you running away from me? He's running away from me. What in the heck? Face me, you coward. So after that rather strange encounter, I decided to head to the spawn part of the beach and see if I could find some decent levels of Astego, Anglia, or Diodicarus. Unfortunately, there wasn't really much luck in that department. However, there was great materials like just chitin and cretin, feathers and fur that I would definitely need later down the line. I also took advantage of the crystal that often spawned on the middle island near the winter biome, which I would use for spyglasses and then eventually glass windows and such for a greenhouse later down the line. I then decided to start heading back home, but as I was doing so, I noticed a pack of raptors bullying a Diodicarus. I took advantage of this and killed them, and took their hide, as I would need the extra material for a bunch of stuff that I was planning on building later. Of course, I also checked in on my damsel in distress to see what level they were. Unfortunately, they weren't a very good level, so I didn't bother to tame them. So once I got home, I just decided to start throwing stuff in storage, and I also decided to grab a couple of things as I was getting ready to tame a pterodon and then make a couple building pieces for an RG trap, as I wanted to tame an RG as soon as possible. Which meant also learning the building tiles that I would need to make this RG trap. While I was prepping, I came across this nice level Dimorphodon. Its colors were beautiful, it was a good level, and I really liked Dimorphodon, so I just had to get him. I also really needed a Dimorphodon because, like other shoulder pets, it would help reduce half my carry weight, making it a lot more easier for me to get around the map. Go to bed. Go to sleep! Aww. And of course, just like real life, all you have to do is just shove food in its mouth and you eventually tame the beast that you want. I guess that's how you domesticate a wild animal, in this case, a wild dinosaur. Speaking of domesticating a wild dinosaur, at this point I was then on the search for a decently leveled pterodon. If I said that wrong or incorrectly, I'm sorry. I'm not very good with dinosaur names, and a lot of these dinos' names are a little hard to pronounce. After a little bit of searching, I finally found a decently leveled pterodon that was 145, just what I needed. Now, I'm not sure if I really needed to use a bola on this pterodactyl that was wedged between two trees, but I wasn't willing to take a chance considering the level it was. So I decided to bola it just for safety, and then begin tranking it till it falls asleep so I can shove food in its mouth again, unconscious.
I'm a genius.
What I'm a genius for, I have no idea.
I'm very lucky.
Oh. Hi there. After a bit of waiting, the pterodon finally tamed. Unfortunately, I did forget to make a pterodon saddle, so I ended up having to bring it all the way home.
Nope. Nope.
And this is of course where I got to work and made the saddle. After getting it saddled up, I took it for a bit of a ride, murdering multiple innocents.
Run.
After feeding my pterodon the innocent blood of many dodos, I then checked back at Spawn Beach and noticed there were two T-Rexes that ended up spawning at that certain area. I wouldn't have been too concerned about it, except for the fact that they were kind of near where I wanted to build, and I really didn't want them to end up slowly approaching my building area and catching me off guard. So with my two trikes, I ended up heading out and deciding to vanquish the problems. I wanted to be sure that these two T-Rexes were separated because I felt if I tried to attack them both together, it might be a little too risky, especially with one of them being like, I think it was level 95. So I wanted to take it more cautiously instead of being brash. And eventually they did start separating to where I could attack one individually. And with them both separated, my trike was ready to commit violence. I hate when that one goes over there. Come on. Alright, we're good. After successfully killing the first problem, I harvested what I could from it, grabbed its trophy, and then set my sights on the other.
What was that? Hey there, bud.
Easy!
With the pests removed, I returned home and stored my bounty. I then decided to hunt down a decently leveled RG in multiple locations. This one being in 3040 latitude, 2030 longitude. This is a spot basically where the winter biome meets the green or jungle or highland biome by the river just near that mountain. You can find tons of decent RGs there if you can be lucky enough to get one that spawns rather than going to the mountain area where there's gigas and T-Rexes and a bunch of other nasties. Another hot spot I look at is 3040 latitude and 1020 longitude, just near Spawn Beach. Sometimes you get some decent levels there as well. This next one is at 2030 latitude and 1020 longitude. Basically in the wintry area near where the penguins spawn and all the oils are. It's also a great spot. You can get pretty lucky in this area as well. And these are all the areas that RG spawn if you have to go near the mountains or Herbivore Island. That's usually where you're guaranteed to find quite a few, but you may run into some problems except for Vegetarian Island. Or I mean Herbivore Island.
I'm hoping to find one of these.
As I had decided to go to the mountain to see if I could find some decent RGs as I didn't find any in my area, I did find a very
Ooh,
nice
that's a
level
nice level.
Procopodon. My only issue, I couldn't pick it up.
Fuck. Oh, that's a good level for Procopodon and I can't pick it up. Damn. Well, I have to hope you'll be safe there until I get an RG.
Spoiler alert, NRG didn't work either.
I gotta make
So with the unfortunate news that I was not able to grab that Procopodon, I still continued to look for a decent leveled RG in the mountain areas, hoping to be lucky. Instead, I ended up getting far more lucky with other things that were much better.
Is that a mech T-Rex? Level 60 female?
And that was not the only treat Ark was showing me.
Another mech T-Rex? Really? Ooh, that would go perfect with my female. It's 126.
Molly, you in danger, girl.